Hello and welcome. This is Cheryl. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm sharing day 8 of the 12 days of Stitchmas. The 12 days of Stitchmas is an advent calendar from Spellbinders. There are 12 different days and each day contains a different stitching die. They're all Christmas holiday themed, so they're perfect for creating holiday cards for the upcoming season, as well as the fact that because of the stitching, it gives you a little bit of extra texture. So it just takes your die cut to the next level. It is a really unique look, and I love just the difference between regular die cutting and doing the stitching on them. I don't love doing it all the time, but sometimes it just adds that extra little bit of texture, that extra little bit of detail, and the stitching is really quite easy to do. It sounds intimidating sometimes, but it's really not that hard. When you do your die cutting, it puts little indents to show you exactly where that stitching is intended to be. So today's die is a little toque die. I'm from Canada, we call it a toque. I think in the US you call it beanie maybe. So anyways, I have it die cut out of fern cardstock for the main hat piece. For the little pom-pom at the top and the trim, I have that die cut out of white glittered cardstock from the Antique White Treasured cardstock pack. It's just a great way to add a bit of a different texture. Another great texture to add to this or to change it up would be some velvet cardstock. I did one a couple days ago with some velvet cardstock. That particular one, some of the accent pieces were stitched. The velvet cardstock wasn't actually stitched, but it's easy enough to stitch just like regular cardstock. I'm using some silver floss to coordinate with the silver bits in the glitter. So anytime I'm doing stitching, I like to use a little piece of Best Ever craft tape to hold the end of my floss together. Once I'm done stitching that piece, I will add another piece just to secure it. And then I like to glue a piece of plain cardstock behind. I'll usually use cardstock scraps to die cut these pieces. If I have a colored piece that I have my piece in, I will typically use that same colored cardstock, so you can see at the side that it's the same cardstock. You don't see like white cardstock behind green cardstock. Once I've glued them together, and I'm just using some liquid glue, Barely Art glue with a fine tip bottle, I hold that together with some sewing clips. That way it frees up my hands and I can continue stitching other pieces, and that can set to the side to dry, and it holds them nice and secure. So once I've done that first one, I'm ready to do that second piece of trim. This one here just has stripes over it, so I will go up one and then across and down, and then I will just come up the one beside it and go across. Just save a little bit on the floss. But if you want to just go, always start at the top and then go down through the bottom, you can easily do that. On the front, it won't look any different. On the back, you'll just have a little bit more floss, but these are really, really easy to stitch. And even the texture from the glitter cardstock doesn't change the way the stitching goes. It still stitches really, really nicely, and they're really easy to do. You can see as I'm doing this that the stitching doesn't take that long at all. Really, the die cutting took a little bit longer than the stitching takes. So it's a great way to just add that texture and just change it up a little bit. Often when I'm doing this, when I'm not filming them, I will put a movie on or a TV show and I'll just do stitching while I'm doing that. I don't like to just sit and do nothing. I'll typically do something else. So it's a great way to keep your hands busy while you're doing something else, or while you're watching a movie or a show or listening to music. So this piece is done as well, and once I've used that bit of Best Ever craft tape in order to tape that in place, I will glue the other piece behind it and hold that with the sewing clips. Now there is a bunch of stitching on the toque base, and I'm going to use that same silver floss so it all coordinates together. So on the top of it, it has some stitches radiating out, and then on the bottom there's just some, it almost looks like trees, but you don't need to do all of the branches of the trees, just the trunks. So once I've done that top, I can easily go through and do that bottom piece there. So I'm using the silver floss for this as well, so it coordinates with silver floss that I used on the trim. You could also use white floss on the trim if you didn't want it to be quite as contrasting as what is underneath it. And then same with the toque piece here. I could easily use green floss if I wanted it to be a little bit more blended in, a little bit more subtle. But I really love the look of the silver on the green, especially since this is a winter holiday card. I figured for those ones, I really like to use metallics in them. And for most of these cards here, I've been using gold metallics, but because this glitter cardstock has that silver fleck in it, I figured silver would be the best and would coordinate better with the card itself. So once I'm done this piece here, I'm gluing this to the solid piece. These dies have an insert for that stitching and then a solid piece for the outline. So I cut one with the insert for the stitching part, and then for the second piece I took that insert out and just cut a solid piece. Now some of these stitching dies don't have that separate piece between the two, then I just cut two of the same stitching piece. It doesn't matter if there's holes in it, but I do like to have that cardstock behind because it does make it a little bit easier when assembling your card to have that cardstock behind there. It also gives it a slight little bit of extra dimension. So while I had those pieces drying separately on their own, I figured I might as well put those trim and that little pom-pom on that toque and have that drying while I was working on the background. For the background for this card, I'm using the Snowfall Shimmer press plate with the Better Press system. The background cardstock there is just hammer mill cardstock. It doesn't need to be anything fancy. I'm using some embossing powder tool because I do plan on heat embossing these snowflakes. So I put that all over the background of the cardstock. Now I'm using Versamark ink on the press plate. I will put that clear plate onto the base and run it through my die cutting machine for that pressure to press that pattern in place. And then I'm going to be using some holographic embossing powder. So I'm using this because it has that sparkle, but it's fairly subtle. There's no color to it. It just has that glitter, that sparkle to it. So when you tilt this card in the light, you'll see those snowflakes, but it's not really going to compete with the toque stitched embellishment on the front of it. If you want your snowflakes to be a little bit more prominent, you could use silver embossing powder here and it would coordinate really beautifully with that silver floss as well as the fleck of silver that is in that glitter cardstock. That's another way to do it. Another option here, if you don't have the Better Press system or this plate, you could just use a snowflake embossing folder. You could leave it plain, or you could use a silver pad and run it over top of the snowflakes if you wanted them to be a little bit more colored. So there's a few different ways that you can do this. So once I have this embossed, my piece of cardstock was 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. I'm going to trim this down to 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. My mat for this card is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And you can see when I glue down that mat was used to cut those toque pieces out. Because my snowflake emboss piece is going to cover it, you're never going to know there was anything cut out of there. So it's just a great way to extend that cardstock and stretch it just a little bit further. I'm gluing those down and then I take my clips off of the toque, and you can see that that glitter cardstock hasn't finished drying yet. Glitter cardstock will dry or will glue together with liquid glue, but it takes a little bit longer to dry, partly because of that texture and partly because that glitter is non-porous. So it just takes a little bit to go into all those nooks and crannies and to dry. So I let that sit for a few moments and then put my glue on the back of my toque there to glue it onto the back or the base of the cardstock. This particular set has a snow day sentiment to it, so I just die cut that out of the fern cardstock as well, and it works perfect with that die cut embellishment as well as that snowflake background. And you can see the snowflakes in the background, but they are fairly subtle, so they're not taking attention away from that stitched die cut element. Thank you so much for joining me for day 8 of the 12 days of Stitchmas. I will be back tomorrow and I'll share day 9 with you.